Good morning, good morning, good morning. Look, number one, it's good to be at Fallbrook Church. I want to thank Pastor Mike Pender, every single time that we have needed a venue, volunteers. Pastor Mike and Fallbrook have always opened the doors of their church. They are really community driven. And so I want to, Pastor Mike, let me thank Fallbrook for just responding on a moment's ask. And then I especially want to give my thanks to Governor Cuomo. Number one, the conversation started with him at his initiation well over 2 weeks ago. And then I had a chance to talk with him about 2 weeks ago on a Sunday. And he graciously offered to send support to the city of Houston to assist in our testing, recognizing that we're in the midst of a resurgence, and at the same time, the testing demand, people who wanted to be tested, exceeded our capacity. And recognizing what they have done in New York successfully, I might add, he wanted to pay it forward for the many people who came to New York to support them. He wanted to do the same for other areas, and so he graciously offered to send many of his people to the city of Houston. And so I want to thank him even in his absence. I want to thank him for his generosity, and I pray God will continue to bless him and his family and the people in New York. And then it's good now to be with this team of about 20 who have come from New York and who have been in our city now for the past 2 weeks. And so, Mike, let me thank you, Dr. Pena.
You're welcome.
Let me thank you and all the nurses and the support personnel who have been in the city of Houston helping Houstonians, and especially helping what I call Houstonians who may, but for their assistance, may not have had the opportunity to get tested. And quite frankly, in getting tested, coming in, bringing their families, they have helped to save lives, and they help to prevent other people from getting infested. So I want to thank each and every one of you. There was no way I was going to allow you to leave the city of Houston without me personally coming out and just saying thank you. Very much appreciate the support, the nurses, all the support staff coming from New York, and some of them are not even going. I mean, they may go back to New York for 1 or 2 days, and then we'll be back out again, continuing to do what they have been doing here in the city of Houston. So on behalf of the 2.3 million Houstonians in the city of Houston, thank you so very, very much for helping us. And let me make this commitment to you all. Just like you all have paid it forward, city of Houston will pay it forward as well. Because that, and quite frankly, in this country, that's just what we do. But a big thanks. Pastor Pender has a unique connection to New York. He's from the Bronx. He's wearing some type of shirt there, but that's okay. But so let me yield to you. Let me thank Janice Weaver and my team for assisting and helping to make sure that everyone who came from New York was treated good. I want to make sure, and I cannot say enough. For someone who grew up in the hood, still live in the hood, we will be evaluated on how we treat those who are the least of us, and making sure that their needs are attended to. And what we know that's happening in our city, that for people of color, they are being disproportionately impacted by this virus. And quite frankly, the Hispanic Latinx community is being hit the hardest right now. And so we really want to make sure that we are doing everything we can for people in vulnerable communities, people in low-income communities, and people who would not have the access, but for us going to where they are and providing them with the services that they need. And that's the importance of this site, actually being close to where they are, so that many of them can either come by, bring their families, knowing that it doesn't matter where you come from. If you are in need, there's a facility available for you. And so that's why I'm so very grateful and thankful for everything that you all are doing. Let me bring up Pastor Mike first.
Just want to thank the mayor of Houston and the city of New York for coming together and providing for the people in the community to be able to get their testing done. And again, want to thank them, and God bless you.
Thank you, Pastor Mike. Let me also say this is one of 2 sites, forgot to mention that, that they are providing testing for. We're here at Fallbrook Church in the northeast sector of the city of Houston, and then in southwest Houston, there's a team also at Higher Dimension, Pastor Terrence Johnson, Pastor Jay. And that is another area where it's probably one of the most diverse areas in the city of Houston, with well over 80 different languages that are spoken there, and a tremendous need. So it's not just one location. They're providing testing at 2 sites within the city of Houston, and certainly appreciate it. Mike, anything?
No, just want to reiterate the tremendous support we had here in Houston. Governor Cuomo wants to make sure that New Yorkers were providing support to other states, those states that came to support us in our time of need, and this is just an example of his commitment to providing that support to other places. I also want to thank the pastors here and at Higher Dimension for opening up their facilities. These were a great way for us to get close to the community. We were here, we saw a very high turnout almost every day here, and we encourage everybody today. Today is our last day here, right? If you have an appointment, come. If you don't have an appointment, come. It just might take a bit longer. We want to get as many people tested as possible, and we will be staying late today in order to get that done. So, Mayor, thank you for your hospitality, and to the pastors here and at Higher Dimension, I thank you. And Dr. Pena? Sure. Michael, Michael, Kopy, K-O-P as in Peter, Y. I am the Governor's Director of Emergency Management for the state of New York.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Yomaris Pena, and I'm here in representation of Somos Community Care. And I am grateful for the actually welcoming that the city of Houston had with us. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, pastors. Thank you, Janice. Thanks to Governor Cuomo and Mike Kopy in his representation, because this has been an amazing journey. It continues. This is not where we're stopping. Thank you for all the families that came in here today. Families of color, underserved communities, people with low income, people that needed this test to be free because they didn't have the economic, the monetary ways to get this test. Thanks for everyone, because we speak your language. I speak Spanish. Yo hablo español. Esto es para personas incluso que tienen un estatus migratorio indocumentado. Aquí no se pide nada. No se pide identidad. So here it's a place for illegal immigrants as well. For people, we do not ask or request any type of documentation or legal documentation, just an ID that shows your first name and last name. So we just want people to be healthy. We want to promote screening, prevention, and treatment, because by knowing if you're positive, you basically avoid getting your other family members and your community sick. And we know that African Americans, Hispanic population, Latinos are the most beaten in this pandemic. And the virus is real. Please keep your precautions. 6 feet apart, wear your mask, wash your hands for 20 seconds. These are important things that you guys could do. And always be very conscious of things that you touch, of your surroundings. It's important. And let's all unite together. We're paying it forward to the city because you guys came to us and helped us when we needed it the most. And lastly, I want to thank each one of that people over there working, those nurses, doctors that came from New York. They left their families like I did, and they're here exposing their lives for you guys. So thank you so much for everything. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Pastor, for having me. Thank you, God.
Thank you. Janice, you've been out here every day? Very seldom have you spoken, so I know you're not short of words.
Thank you to our wonderful Mayor, Sylvester Turner. We want to thank Governor Cuomo. We want to thank the team that has been out here working, Mike, Dr. Pena, and all the staff. And then especially thank you to Pastor O, who is the associate pastor here at Fallbrook Church, along with Pastor Mike Pender. And just want to say thank you, Mayor, for giving me this awesome opportunity and getting people tested. It has been amazing to see so many families coming in together and even going back getting other family members, as well as young people, and encouraging them to go and get 10 more friends to come and get tested. And also encouraging them to stop going to places that could be vulnerable to them, because the important messaging is that you could take it back home to a parent, and a parent may not be as healthy as that child. So we say to our kids in Houston, Texas, please be careful with what it is that you're doing before you're going home. So again, Mayor, thank you very much for this opportunity.
All right, simply want to emphasize a few things again. The two sites that they are staffing from New York, these are free testing sites. So that's number one. Number two, it doesn't matter whether you're documented or undocumented, it doesn't matter what your status is, the sites are available for individuals and for their families. And then thirdly, for some of these individuals without getting tested, even with their jobs, they may not have been able to continue or to go back to their jobs unless they demonstrated that they had gone and gotten tested. So I want to thank Governor Cuomo again. I cannot thank him enough, okay? He didn't have to offer. He didn't wait for the mayor of City of Houston or any of the other cities to pick up the phone and call him. He's the one who reached out, and that speaks volumes. And so I certainly want to thank him. And then to send 20 people from New York to here and to other places across the United States, that just speaks volumes of the size of the heart of the people in New York. So again, on that, I want to say thank you. So again, Mike, Dr. Pena, all the nurses, safe travel as they leave the City of Houston, whether it's today or tomorrow, return to New York and other places that they will be going. Really appreciate it, and we'll always be grateful for their presence here in the city.